Ukraine plans to impose sanctions against Iran for 50 years.
Here's a summary of the article.
President Volodymyr Zelensky has submitted a draft resolution to the Verkhovna Rada to impose 50-year-long sanctions against Iran. According to the document, sanctions against the Islamic Republic of Iran are applied for a period of 50 years and include a complete ban on trade operations, suspension of transit of resources, flights and transportation in Ukraine, and prevention of capital outflow by Iranian residents. The Cabinet of Ministers, the Security Service, the Foreign Intelligence Service, the National Bank and other competent state authorities are to implement and monitor the sanctions. The document also proposes to prohibit any investment in Iran and the transfer of technology and intellectual property rights by residents of Ukraine. It is proposed to suspend electronic means of payment issued by residents of the Islamic Republic of Iran. The National Bank is also prohibited from registering an international payment system operated by Iran. At a meeting on Tuesday, 25 April, the Cabinet of Ministers decided to submit proposals for the National Security and Defense Council to impose sectoral sanctions on Iran.
This post received a score of 28,000, with an upvote ratio of 92%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
This could bite Iran in future, they are net importer of grains.
Well, now they are a net importer of grains.
Bliat, take my upvote.
I'm sick of these jokes. Ukraine, take it like that.
I like how anytime someone makes a really solid pun, 5 other people make terrible ones. It's the Reddit way.
They'd have to be on paper to be terrible ones.
FFs.
This could be the wake-up call they need, but won't heed. The theocracy cares not for the future of Iran, only for immediate benefits stemming from Kremlin's wallet. Old men leave consequences to the next generation. Edit, stupid phone autocomplete.
Wake-up call for who? Many Iranians already want a regime change. They're woken up already. The next step is hard.
I'm not the guy you responded to, so I don't know for sure. But from his usage of theocracy and old men, I assume he probably meant the regime and not the average Iranian citizen.
It's rare that governments actually embody the will of the people anymore. They mainly exist to make the rich and powerful more rich and powerful.
Greater than any more.
Some people still cling to their home country's founding myths.
Also, there are countries with functional democracies.
Yup. As much as I dislike the choices many voters make here in Europe, their choice is at least respected, and there's no gerrymandering or other electoral fuckery to worry about.
There's plenty of issues here in Europe, it's just that it so pales in comparison to the US. It causes 2 problematic effects. 1. People tend to think things are alright because they aren't close to as bad as in the US, and so lack the will to do something about it. You struggle to get people riled up to demand the resignation of the minister that funneled his money through an offshore account to pay 20% less tax, when the US president was just found to have paid nothing in tax and has federal agencies stay at his venues where he overcharges them. People tend to underestimate just how bad the issues are in the US, as their understanding is rooted in their own cultural background.
The same should apply to Russia and all their allies, on a rolling timeline. As soon as the war ends, your 50-year countdown to not being sanctioned begins. Sooner the war ends, the sooner you can start towards not being sanctioned.
You think all those 70-80-year-old Iranian Ayatollahs and Russian Duma members give a fuck what happens over the next 50 years? Solovyov himself said he doesn't mind nuclear war because he's old already. That's why he's calling to nuke Europe.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.